Julian Lee. Today I'm joined by Rob Wentz. James had to reschedule. We're going to do it anyway. Welcome to the show, Rob.
Hey, thanks for having me.
That was easy, wasn't it?
Wild time.
Effortless. All right, let's load up the game. Just a one-man show. The categories for Rob are Americana, C+. These are, I think, words that start with C.
Okay.
Please take directional questions. 2 Qs. I can't remember what this is. Words with Q in them. Maybe 2 Qs. And oddities. What would you like?
I guess I'll go with the oddities.
Let's go with the oddities for 100. All right, I got a mosquito. A 2004 contestant. A 2004 contest saw brain freeze, beat out, growling stomach, and tennis elbow to be added to this electric game. You know the game you would have had when you were a kid. It's still around, and you got to kind of get the bone out of the body.
Oh, Operation.
That's the one. Bit of a clue there. You got it. Would you like to continue on oddities?
Sure.
Oddities for 200. Raise a glass to Angela Mount, who had her olfactory system insured for £10 million while working evaluating this. That is odd. What would she be evaluating? She had her olfactory. So that's your... Do you know which one that is?
I don't know what the olfactory is now.
All right, it's your sense of smell, I think. What was she evaluating? The smell of what?
The smell of farts. I don't know. What? I have no idea.
Can you think of something where that people smell the expensive
Perfume. What perfume?
Okay, that's a good one. Let's try that. I was thinking wine. Wine is correct, but perfume was a very good answer, I thought. What would you like, Rob?
Let's go with Americana for 100.
Americana, let's go over here. Inside the Cabildo in New Orleans, you can visit the room where the documents for this sale were signed in 1803. Some sort of historic thing. When was emancipation?
17...
Like late 17s?
1780 something. So that is it.
And New Orleans is in the south, and they were a bit late to the party. Or was emancipation nationwide?
Emancipation was nationwide.
Nationwide, okay, so it might not be that. Let's take a look. This one's tough. It was the Louisiana Purchase. I have heard of that strangely, but I don't know what it is. Do you know what it is?
It's when they purchased Louisiana.
Ah. Was it to do with the French? It was something to do with the French. Because there's a lot of French people down there, apparently.
I'm not 100% sure,
Yeah.
My history's not the best.
Well, doesn't need to be. What would you like next, Rob Wentz?
I guess we'll go C+ for 100.
C+ to C. I think these are C. Okay, C+, a cry of pain equals this, a sofa, starting with C. C+, a cry of pain. Some sort of sofa that's going to hurt you.
What?
What the? I
thought it's C+ a cry of pain and crying.
Oh, I gotcha. So
sofa.
Think of the word that you cry out when you're in pain. If somebody puts a thumbtack into your leg, what might you say?
Oh, crap.
What else?
Oh. Cowabunga.
I've just worked out what this category is. So you might say, ouch. C+ ouch makes a sofa. Couch.
Oh, a couch. Oh,
now we know how this category works. So it is C words, but it's a bit more than that. It's got to tell us the rest of what follows the C. What would you like, Rob?
Let's go for C+ again for 200.
C+ again for 200. C+, the number of years you've lived, equals this, an animal holder. C plus the number of years you've lived. So your birthday. C. Animal holder. What's an animal? I don't know. Let's take a look. Cage. Oh, I gotcha. The number of years you've lived is your age. How are we not getting this, Rob?
Well, this is not my strong suit. I can tell you that. I'll take 100 for please take direction.
Please take direction. The university of this state has campuses at Asheville, Wilmington, and Chapel Hill. Wilmington's in Delaware, isn't it?
Yeah.
Asheville's in North Carolina.
Yeah, but I don't think there's an E on the end of it.
Oh, right. I'm from Australia, so I have no idea. The university seems...
University of Delaware. I mean,
all right, let's try that. Let's try that. North Carolina. Wow.
It was North Carolina. Maybe it was Asheville. Maybe you were right.
Wow, incredible.
Take 2 Qs for 100.
2 Qs for 100. You know what? I think I've been giving you points for all these, have I? We'll find out. Just accidentally. I'm not really paying attention. This city is home to New Mexico's State Fair. What's the capital of New Mexico? Or is New Mexico the capital?
New Mexico.
Is New Mexico in Mexico?
New Albuquerque? Is it
Albuquerque? Albuquerque. New Mexico.
No, it's not Albuquerque. Santa Fe?
Santa Fe. Let's take a look. It's Albuquerque. Your own worst enemy.
All right.
I've given you 100 points for some reason. I think... oh, you did get one. Yeah. Okay, cool. You got the...
we'll go with oddities for 300.
Oddities for 300. In 1986, a judge told the Library of Congress to resume producing pictureless braille editions of this magazine. Now, this would make young, blind men happy. Say 18 to 20-year-old and older.
Playboy?
What was that?
Playboy?
Playboy is correct. Well done. Wouldn't you love to see
Braille? They made a Braille edition of Playboy.
Yeah. They got lots of articles, but I wonder whether they did the pictures too.
I can't even imagine. Oh, wow. Okay.
Fair enough.
Oddities for 400.
Oddities for 400. From 2007 to 2011, the President, VP, and Prime Minister all had the same family name in this country of Indochina. What's a country in Indochina? Which is not called...
I don't even know where Indochina is.
Well, I think it means, if I tell you what it is, it'll give it away. But it's a country that's near the Philippines. It's kind of on top of Australia. It's an Asian country.
Is it Singapore?
Oh, it is Vietnam.
Vietnam. Oh, okay.
I thought it was actually Indonesia, but it's apparently Vietnam.
Yeah, we'll just keep going with the oddities ones.
Oddities for 500. Its nose is missing, but part of the beard of this ancient statue is in the British Museum. There's a famous statue with a missing nose. Big statue. Humongous. And they've got the nose in the British...
Sphinx.
Let's take a look. Sphinx is correct. Well done, Mr. Wentz. Doing well now. You got 900 points.
2 Qs for 200.
2 Qs for 200. Did we work out what this category is?
No idea.
In a 1930
no
film, John Barrymore, who is Drew Barrymore's father, played Captain Ahab, and Noble Johnson played this character. Captain Ahab. Oh, I know what Captain Ahab's from. It's. Do you have any idea?
And Noble Johnson played the whale.
Let's take a look. Well, I thought that was a very good attempt. You're on the right thing, but he played Queen Queg. Must be another character.
Okay.
But it's definitely from Moby Dick, because that's what Captain Ahab is from. Yeah. What would you like, Rob?
Please take direction for 200.
Please take direction. Region of the world to which the Eisenhower Doctrine was applied in 1957 and 1958. It's still a hotspot. Well, when you say hotspot, there's only one area I'm thinking of, and it's in the news at the moment.
Israel or Russia.
I'll take Israel, Gaza, Middle East. What does it say?
Middle East.
Middle East. Well done.
Americana for 200.
Americana for 200. Some call it the Queen State because it was named for Queen Henrietta Maria. Queen State in the United States.
What is the Queen State in the United States? Well, I guess statue of New York City.
That's what I was thinking, because you've got a Queen's there. It's Maryland. Oh, it's named after Queen Henrietta Mary. Maryland.
Okay.
Is that Baltimore? Rob?
Yep. Yeah, Baltimore. Yeah, is in Maryland.
What would you like?
Please take direction for 300.
Please take direction 300. Established in 1802, it was the first school of engineering in the US, and women weren't admitted until 1976. First school of engineering. So which is the most famous engineering school in the United States? If it's the first one, it's probably the most well-known one. There's probably not many women in it right now either.
I guess.
Be one of those.
The only thing that comes to mind is like West Point.
West Point? Okay, let's take a look. Great answer, Rob.
Nice.
Got it.
Americana 300.
Americana 300. Sarah of the Clue Crew. My beautiful steed was carved by Charles I.D. Luth, who designed the first carousel at this Brooklyn site back in 1875. Okay.
Question.
Now,
What is
carousel, where
no
do
idea.
they have carousels?
At amusement parks.
And where's the famous amusement park in Brooklyn?
Disney World. Oh, Brooklyn. Amusement park in Brooklyn? I have no clue.
Where is that one where they have the hot dog eating contest?
I don't know.
Is Brooklyn an island? It's not, is it? It's Long Island. Well, I don't know what something island it is, this amusement park that I'm thinking of.
Ooh.
In New York.
I don't know. I mean, Brooklyn, I don't know.
I'm probably
No
wrong.
idea.
I'm probably wrong. Coney Island, yes, I was correct. It's Coney Island.
Coney Island. Oh, the hot dog eating contest, yes.
Yeah.
C plus for 300.
I watched that one year. Never again. C plus goes inside equals this, the middle. So to go inside, so C.
Crevice.
What was it?
Crevice.
I've got it. You know, what do you call it when you go inside a building?
The entrance?
And how is that going to be to give us the middle? Shorten what you said.
Enter. Oh, the center.
There you go.
Mm.
You got there in the end, Rob. I'm going to put you out of your misery. I'll do 3 more questions.
2 Qs for 300.
2 Qs for 300. This is used to play a game similar to racquetball. Well, racquetball is similar to 2 Qs. What were some of the other 2 Qs that we had? What were the answers in this category? I didn't even pay attention.
I totally forget.
Okay.
I have no idea.
So it's like racquetball. So there's only one game that's like racquetball I can think of. I know what it is now. Each word has got a Q in it. What's the game like racquetball?
The game like racquetball.
Yeah. And you smash a little ball into the wall.
Smash a ball into the wall. Racquetball.
A little black
I
ball.
don't know.
And it's also, you can make a drink. Or it's like a vegetable or something. I'm confusing you. It's squash.
I don't know, man. Oh, squash. Yeah, I have no idea what squash even is.
So the two Qs I thought was going to be squash racket. Because racket has got a Q in it, I believe. All right, Rob. 2 more questions.
We'll go with Americana for 400.
Americana 400. This western meadowlark is one busy bird. It's the state bird of Kansas, of this state just north of Kansas. Okay, I think it's a little red bird. But we got it. And I forget that. I don't know if it's a little red bird.
Wait, the western meadowlark is one busy bird. It's the state bird of Kansas, and this state just north of
What's
Kansas.
north of Kansas? They don't have a North Kansas. That's kind of up the top right middle, isn't it, Kansas? Or is it down south?
Well, it's like in the middle.
In the middle, where they have the tornadoes.
Nebraska?
Nebraska? Let's take a look. Is correct. Well done.
All right.
Pete.
Okay.
Not Pete.
I knew I can end it on a high.
I knew I
can end it on a high note here. We'll go Americana 500. Americana 500.
500 Americana. This Northwest city's famed repertory theatre won a 1990 Tony Award for Outstanding Regional Theatre. Oh, the 1990 Tony Awards. I can totally remember that.
You can?
You weren't even born, were you?
Yeah, I was born.
You were born.
The city's famed repertory theater won it. I don't know. North and Northwest.
Northwest City. So let me just think.
What's a repertory theater? What even is it?
Just a place where they do like shows, like live shows, plays.
I'm just gonna take a random guess. I have no clue.
Okay, Northwest.
We'll say total shot in the dark.
California. What's up north? Is
Washington, Oregon. Yeah. We'll say Seattle, Washington.
Seattle, home of Nirvana. Seattle is correct. Well done. Wow. Let's have a round of applause. We're going to wrap it up. We got 2,500. Absolutely blitzed the opposition. Well done.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, turn the music off. All right, Rob. Now tell us a bit about what you're up to. All the exciting things you're doing as a coach and a leadership communication coach. Tell us about this.
So the main thing that I love to do is I love to help people find breakthrough in their lives. So if it's in their life or in their business, right, we all should desire to be personal leaders of our own lives. If we can personally lead our own lives, then we are going to naturally be able to lead other people. And for us to lead our own lives, we've got to be able to take responsibility for what's going on in our life. And we should desire to have a high level of integrity for ourselves, which means keeping the promises to ourselves that we promised we were going to do. If we keep those promises, we build our integrity, and therefore that just makes us a more desirable human being in general, just for life in general. It's also going to make us more satisfied in everything that we do, and we're going to feel like we are contributing to society the way that we should. And it's also going to make us a natural born leader, somebody that other people are going to want to follow, because we want to follow and model after people who are convicted, who have conviction in their life, and who have a desire to see others get better. Because like, it's kind of the concept of, once your cup is poured over, when your cup is overflowing, then you want to pour into other people, but you really can't pour into other people until you come to a place where your cup is overflowing. And it's very difficult to feel like your cup is overflowing when you're not living the life that you know you're supposed to be living. So it's calling people to live that life through leadership, and communication is the biggest piece of that, because it's how we communicate with ourselves and how we communicate with other people that will lead us to this level of integrity. So I love to help people do that in their business, but also more importantly in their life, because everything in business goes back to our personal life. And that's in a nutshell what I love to do, but that could go into a million different directions, depending on where somebody's at.
What types of people do you mostly find yourself working with?
A lot of entrepreneurs, and business owners. I usually end up working with somebody in kind of a Trojan horse kind of approach where I find what people need, what they need for their business, what they need for their growth. But I'm sorry, I'm gonna take that back. I help people with what they want. So people come to me, they want to, make more money. They want to have better employees. They want to be able to keep people in their company. They want to sort out issues within their company. Maybe it's conflict resolution. Maybe it's a lack of processes and systems and things of that nature. These are the things that people want, but I end up giving them what they need, which is the personal growth in their life, to be the leader that can accomplish the things that they want to have done. So it usually people come to me with business issues, but we end up working on personal life issues that then improve the business.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? People don't want what they need; they want what they want. So then you've got to give them what they want to then give them what they need, and then they go, "Wow, that's really what I wanted all the time."
Yeah, some people already know that, but most people, it's kind of in disguise.
And tell us about your book, Rob.
So I'm in a chapter of a great book. Let me grab it back here. So I have working on my first full-length book, but right now I'm in The Spiritual Fitness Survivor, which is just an amazing book of breakthrough for 28 different people who've had amazing stories in here. My chapter is called The Bold Art of Being Yourself, the 6 Essential Rules for Unleashing the Real You. And the concept there is, we all have a version of us. It's going back to this integrity concept. We all have a version of us inside of us that we don't quite know how to get out. We don't, some of us maybe have already brought out parts of this of ourselves, but when we're living from a place of high integrity, then we can really be ourselves, who we truly were created to be, not what society wants us to be or what we feel like will please other people, but we become a version of ourselves that is living, you could say, I hate to say the cliche phrase, but authentically, right? And this is something that I struggled with for most of my life, was how do I be myself? How can I truly be me? And so in this chapter in the book, it goes through 6 things you can do to bring that version of you out.
I really like the way you write copy, Rob, but do you write all of your own stuff? Like everything just stands out and conveys interesting, it catches the eye, and I can sort of tell what you're doing just by looking at it. Was that, you didn't write that book, you were just featured in that book, is that correct?
I wrote my chapter.
You wrote your chapter, yeah. And then you've got your own book coming out.
Yes.
Awesome. And your website as well, it's pretty cool. So I've put that in the show notes. If people want to check that out, it really, you can really get a lot of understanding of what Rob's up to. Tell us about your podcast as well. If you want to learn what Rob's doing, listen to his podcast. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the Unstuck Movement is the podcast. And the concept is, we all get stuck at different places in our lives. And the only way to get unstuck from where we're stuck at is to have movement, to take action. So it came to me while I was stuck. I'm like, how do I get unstuck? I was going through a long-standing separation and divorce a few years ago. And it's like, how do I get out of this place that I'm in? And the only way to get out is to have movement, is to take action. Because usually when we're stuck, we kind of freeze up. We don't know what actions to take. We don't know what to do next. You've got to do something. Any action is good because you've got to get yourself moving. And so the concept of the podcast is these true testimonies of breakthrough, the actions that people took that led to massive breakthroughs in their life or their business. So sometimes the story is a business story. Sometimes the story is a personal story, but everything is about breakthrough. And what I've found through the podcast, I'm closing in on episode 200 here soon. And there's a couple common threads that show up in all the episodes. But one of those threads is somebody had a mess in their life and they turned that mess into a message, right? So they were broken in some sort of way. Something was horribly wrong in some sort of way. And as they turned that thing around, it became a message. The breakthrough led to a message they could use to help other people going through whatever it is that they were going through. And so we can look at breakthrough as a formula in our life. And that formula shows up in a variety of different ways. to help us get unstuck. And for me, those stories are important because I love stories, because it's proof positive that if somebody else got through it, then I also can get through it. And for anybody who's watching or listening, like if you're stuck in something and you don't feel like you can get out of that thing, no matter how long you've been there, there's examples, thousands, probably millions of examples throughout history of people who got unstuck from something like you were going through, and it is possible for you.
Yeah, and when you're in it and you're challenged in life, you honestly can you teeter on the edge of how am I going to get over this? You don't really think you can sometimes, and it's really good if for those people that are experiencing something like that, is to get yourself into the words of people who are going through similar things or have gone through similar things. And how often are you publishing that? You do that just about every day, don't you, Rob?
Yeah, I put out like 3 to 5 episodes a week, depending on how the week is.
Yeah, it's good. I like high volume podcasts because you can just.
What about you? What do you do?
Well, it probably about the same, 4 to 5 a week, I think.
Okay.
At this time of year, it slows down to maybe 2 or 3 just before Christmas. But I ramp things up in January, so back to sort of 5 at least a week. Awesome. Well, and anything you've got coming up with your coaching, any events, and also how do you do the coaching? Do you do it in person or do you do it online?
I do both. So I live in Pennsylvania in the United States. So if people are local to me, then we do in-person coaching. But most of my coaching is over Zoom or Google Meet, unless somebody wants to fly me out to wherever they're at to do coaching with them. But most of my work is online, unless they're in my, somewhat immediate area. And as far as things that are coming up, the one thing I just encourage people, I do lots of events throughout my area and a decent amount of online events too, but I just love connecting with people. I think that I'm sure you've experienced this through the podcast, our society's kind of starved of like in-depth and real conversation and real insightful conversation. So I just love connecting with people. So if anybody wants to connect with me, you can go to the website, leadimpacttransform.com. You can click the button in the top right-hand corner, schedule a call with me, 30 minutes. We can connect on whatever it is that you want to connect about, whatever it is that is going on in your life or in your business. So I just like to have those conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. If you are going through something, do that. Check out Rob's website and also check out the podcast. Sometimes people are scared to contact people on websites. Podcasts are a great way to get to know somebody. So do all of those things. And thank you very much, Rob Wentz, for coming on.
Yes, thank you for having me. Sorry, I'm not the best at Jeopardy, I found out.
Oh, you absolutely dominated, Rob. Well done. Thanks for listening or watching, everyone. I'm going to wrap things up. See you next time.